Numemon has been a deck that has been slowly getting support, and we finally got some Numemon X antibody, and it changes the deck quite a bit, making it a force to be reckoned with. Let's get into it. Usually you see Pagumon in this build, but we're going to run the Numemon from EX4, your turn once per turn. When another Digimon digivolves, you get to draw one. Why am I not running the Pagumon? Is because when you do get deleted, you get to draw a card, and then if it's not a black Digimon, you don't draw it. And a lot of cards are yellow and or white. So Numemon is just good just because it gives you the ability to draw. So you would move up your rookie, digivolve your Numemon, and now you just swing. You already kind of got the advantage of the inherit of drawing one. And then if it dies, oh well. There's quite a different variety of rookies that you can play. You can run Agumon, the starter deck one, where if your opponent has a Digimon, you gain a memory, which can be good. Or you can run any Floodgates, Chumon, Chikurimon, and we are gonna stick with just a security Chikurimon. This one, if it gets hit in the security, you can digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. In this meta, there is a lot of building up, so it can be really helpful when they hit it and then it digivolves it. Now it's not gonna delete it, but now you're not gonna have a level 6 or level 5 running around. So Chikurimon, and then to round it up, same thing, just with the Dorumon here, security effect. I like it because it's a pseudo draw for your turn if you're not going to play something. So when it gets hit in the security, you get to play a black Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. And then if you don't get to play it, it just goes to your hand along with this card going to your hand. So it's pretty neat and plain and simple. I'm just going to be swinging with these if they're not in the security, right? So I'm just going to digivolve, move up, and then just start chipping away. And that's pretty much it. Aside from that, I mean, you can actually probably run this deck without running level 3s if you really wanted to, because these are really heavy on level 4s because all Numemons are level 4s, of course. And leading on to the new X antibody Numemon. This one is so nuts. It allows you to play Numemons from your trash for free. So you get to digivolve 4 with Numemon in its name without X antibody and its trait for a cost of 0. All turns while Numemon or X antibody is in its Digimon's Digivolution cards, it gains on deletion. You may play one Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. This is awesome. So now you're going to see that you need to trash that Platinum Numemon from your hand ASAP, because then when this one gets deleted, you'll be able to play it for free from your trash. And then on deletion, you may play, the inherit here. On deletion, you may play one Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash without paying the cost. So these are good with Monzemon too, because when you play Monzemon, you can tuck a Numemon underneath in its name. This could be a target, and now if that Monzemon gets deleted, now you play the Numemon, the Platinum Numemon from your trash. So really nice combos here. For Numemon from BT15, this one with Satsuki, because we're still going to be playing her at 4, if that's even how you say your name. On play or when digivolving, if you have one in your hand, you get to tuck it underneath, and then you get to choose one of your Digimon and give that Digimon rush. The inherit I like because it's blocker, so when you drop the Monzemon or when you play Monzemon from Numemon's on deletion effect, now you can tuck Numemon underneath, specifically this one, if you want to have a blocker, which can be good, so leave it there. Up next, 4 of the Garemon from BT11. This one is considered, I'll just read it off. The name of this card, Digimon, is also treated as Numemon, close brackets. On play, by trashing one card with Numemon, Sukamon, or Nanimon, or Adamon in the same from your hand, draw 2. This is fantastic because opening hand, if you have the Garemon and a Platinum Sukamon, you just play the Garemon, draw 2, trash that Platinum Numemon, and now next turn you'll digivolve into that X antibody. You'll go ahead and swing, and now the Platinum Numemon comes into the field. No inherit for that Garemon, but we are doing it for draw power, which you can see why the Numemon kind of really doesn't matter either, but it's a good add-on for it. 4 of the RB1 Numemon. This one, the on deletion, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Monzemon and 1 card with Numemon in its name among them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom. I love this because you're searching through your deck and you're getting 2 pieces possibly. Then the inherit is it gets blocker if it is Numemon or Monzemon in its name. So be careful with that, because in this build I run some Digimon that are not Numemon or Monzemon in its name, so it won't get blocker. We'll get into that. Let's talk about the new Garemon from, what set is this, 15? 16? From BT15. You give your opponent's Digimon minus security attack -1. The reason I don't run it is I rather search, and it kind of seems like a more of defensive, and it's good, don't get me wrong. If you'd run it, I would probably run 1 or 2 of max, because if it's in the trash, you play a Monzemon. Perfect example. You play the Monzemon, you tuck in that Garamon, and you can't even attack. So now you can't even reduce the security attack -1 to your opponent's Digimon until the following turn. And then chances of you being deleted is pretty high in the meta. So that is why I'm not necessarily running it. It does have an on-play, which will actually come with the benefit. If you drop it, trash a card with Numemon in its name, give one of your opponent's Digimon security attack -1. So it has its ups and downs, but I prefer this lineup, and we are doing 4, 12, 16 level 4s. For the level 5s, I absolutely love this BT15 Woru Monzemon. He's really good. Digivolve level 4 with Numemon in its name costs 3. So instead of 4, it's going to cost 3 because all your Digimon are Numemon in its name. On play, when Digivolving, by trashing 1 card with Numemon in its name in your hand or this Digimon's Digivolution cards, de-Digivolve 1 of your opponent's Digimon. I love this because even if you don't have a Numemon in your hand and he has one in his sources, you're able to just strip that one to activate the de-Digivolve -1. Then on play, by placing 1 card with Numemon in its name from your trash as his Digimon's bottom Digivolution card until the end of your opponent's turn, none of their Digimon with play cost of 5 or less can attack. This is kind of a pseudo Congo, except Congo is play cost of 7 or less. This is a play cost of 5 or less, which, I mean, can be pretty good. And the Inherit gives your Digimon with Monzemon or Numemon in its name security attack +1. So 3 of these Woru Monzes. 3 of the RB1 Monzemon. Digivolve 3 from level 4 with Numemon in its name. On play, by placing 1 Digimon card with Numemon in its name from your trash as is Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Gain 2 memory, so you can play it for 5. And then on play and when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gains -3000 DP and gains security attack -1. I love this because I use it a lot to pop floodgates or, you know, just Digimon in general, as opposed to just giving something -3. It's also good because you give something -3 and now you could kind of swing over it, especially if you end up Digivolving into Monze X Antibody. So good. I love this card so much. Digivolve, level 5 with Monzemon in the same without X Antibody in its trait. So all of these. When Digivolving, if a card with Monzemon in its name or X Antibody in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may play 1 Numemon or level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. And yes, that means you can play platinumnumemon. All turns, once per turn, when one of your other Digimon is played, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2000 DP for each of your Digimon until the end of their turn. That is nuts. So, like I said, you'll end up playing or Digivolving to that Monzemon, give something -3, Digivolve on top of it, play a Numemon. Now you get -2, -4, so that's -7000 right there. And since you Digivolve for 0, it'll still be your turn, so now you can swing over it. Not only that, if you end up Digivolving on top of any of these Monzemons, he gets security attack +1. So usually you're going to be swinging a lot with this one. The platinumnumemon, he's more than likely going to get played from the X Antibody Numemon, as not so much as kind of building up into it, but you could. We are running a total of 10 level 5s. And we'll get into the platinumnumemons right now. So platinumnumemon, this is all you're going to play for level 6s. Honestly, the Shin Monzemon, it makes it clunky. It's not needed for this deck because you're trashing a lot too, and then you're not really running that many level 3s. And there's ways for you to pop your opponent's Digimon anyway. So I took it out, and we're only running strictly, I was about to say 6, 4 level 6 platinumnumemon. Digivolve level 5 with Numemon or Monzemon in its name for a cost of 3. On play and when Digivolving, by trashing 1 card with Numemon in its name in your hand, gain 2 memory. So that's nuts because now you see if you play it from the X Antibody Monzemon, or you end up playing it with X Antibody's effect here, then you can play the Numemon for free. And then after that, you gain 2 memory. So if you Digivolve for 0, play this platinumnumemon, trash a card, and now you gain 2 memory. That's really nice. Then on deletion, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with Numemon or Monzemon in its name from your hand without paying the cost. Now, if you need to, you can go ahead and run. When it gets deleted, if you want to be a little defensive, you can go ahead and play that Woru Monzemon. Tuck this Numemon X Antibody underneath. Now if it gets deleted, you just bring them back. So now you just recycle. And that's what makes this deck really fun. You just end up recycling the platinum numemons, and there's a lot of ways of doing that, especially because all the level 5s allow you to tuck in or play Numemon from your hand. So really nice. That is it for the level 6s, plain and simple. Now, this is not needed, but I wanted to try this, and it has been fun for me. I wanted to bring back Numemon Zord Defeat. Security effect, play this card without battling and without paying the memory cost. When digivolving, delete one of your opponent's tamers. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. I love this. Yes, the downside is that if it gets hit in the security, you don't battle, so they'll survive. But now you're playing a level 7. And when this gets deleted, you're going to pop one of their Digimon. More importantly, you can play this really fast when you end up playing the Platinum Numemon for free. I just digivolve for 3, and now you're popping a tamer. And you can go back to memory choking your opponent, which is really nice. And now if they delete this, their own Digimon's going to get deleted. I don't care if it gets deleted, because now it's just going to put the Platinum Numemon back in my trash, allowing me to recycle. And if I have another one in my hand, now I can do it again. This has really worked out for me. If you guys don't want to run this, you guys can do 2 Death Axes and then 2 other either option cards or Numemons on there, but I really love this Zord Defeat thing. I mean, no one really expects it to hit security, and bam, now you got 1 level 7, 2 level 7s, you play Dorumons, you play Digimon from their effects, so it's gonna be pretty fun. 4 of those level 7s. Now let's move on to the options. Actually, I'm gonna do the tamers first. Tamers, plain and simple, because we are running 4 of those Numemon from BT14 or Satsuki. This one's security to play it. If your opponent has a Digimon during your main phase, during the start of your main phase, you gain 1 memory. Then you get to Mind Link, and when you Mind Link, all your Digimon with Digipolice or Manzemon or Numemon gain jamming and reboot. So this is really, really effective when you do have the stack of with X antibody. And now if you play, when you digivolve into X antibody and you play this Numemon, now you tuck in another Satsuki, giving this one rush, and this you already had one in the field. So now you got security attack +1 if you have another Manzemon underneath it, right? So if you have another Manzemon underneath it, get that security attack +1 going there. You're not gonna die because you have jamming, and now you go ahead and swing again. That's 3 checks right there, just for digivolving onto a Manzemon X antibody. And then for this one, usually what I like to do is, so that way I could digivolve into the X antibody, that way I could tuck this Satsuki back out, and I'll leave this here to give the Manze a reboot. So even if he gets deleted, I do have another one here. Then if that Numemon gets deleted, now I can play a Numemon, Platinum Numemon from my trash if I do have it. So bam, there you go. That's why we're running 4 of the Satsukis. Options, 2 Pride Memory Boost. Because you want to build up your trash, this card allows you to reveal 3 cards from your deck. You get to play 1 black Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less, and then you trash the rest. Just good because all of your Numemon are play cost of 4 or less, so you'll be able to play them. And then what's nice is because this will allow you to trash some of your Platinum Numemon or the X antibody if they get hit. And then the delay, you gain 2 memory, security effect, it plays it. That's it. Last 2 that we're running, 2 of the Heaven's Judgment. When you have a green Digimon or Tamer in play, you may play this card without meeting its color requirement, which is nice because so long as you have a Satsuki. Aside from that, half of this deck is yellow, a little less than half is yellow, so you'll be able to play it anyway. Main effect, activate the effect below. For each color your Digimon have, activate it again. Whenever your opponent's Digimon gets 6,000 DP for the turn. So now, tell me, how many times can you activate it if you have a Zord on the field, if you have even a Manzemon, and even if you don't, if you have one of this dual colored Numemon. So now you could activate it 3 times because Zord is white, and then you got yellow and black. So now you're minusing 18,000 to a Digimon potentially, or spreading it out. So it's actually really nuts. I might actually increase this to 3 just because of the Zords, allowing you to give that extra 6,000 if you have a dual colored Numemon. It's pretty clutch. Pretty clutch. For my red players, if you haven't checked out Phoenixmon, check that out. Green players, check out Rosemon if you haven't checked that out. I am going to work on Caputerimon next, so make sure you're subbed so you can see that one, and I'll see you guys next time.